Hey everybody, welcome. It's me, Danny, level 100, and today on Gaming with Devs, I'm here with that Rumme, indie developer for a game called Extricate. And Extricate,
Hello.
Yeah, hey man, how's it going, dude? You want to introduce your game a little bit?
Yeah, so basically Extricate is a 3D platformer with bunny hopping and an obstacle course kind of game too. So you don't really need the bunny hopping, but it's there to go fast. And it's really inspired by the obstacle course game mode from game Counter-Strike.
Yeah, so that's interesting because I wasn't really familiar with CSGO and all the bunny hopping stuff. I did play your game for about 4 hours straight up. I really enjoy the mechanics of it, like the urge to go back and try to beat my time, or the urge to just keep going to beat it is really strong. Like mechanically, it's really tight. I enjoy that for sure. And that's something I hope people are seeing that when they're watching the gameplay right now. It's a very tight game mechanically, and it's really rewarding that. And I think it's accessible to someone like me who wasn't familiar with the mechanics. But once I got into it, I was like, I think I slowly was getting a little bit better. But as I was getting better, the stages were getting way harder too, which is good, because you want that easy to learn, hard to master kind of gameplay. That's what I like.
Yeah, I really wanted the game to be it's not only focused towards speedrunners who have thousands of hours experience with bunny hopping. I really want it to be fun and also kind of easy enough for new players who is new to bunny hopping, and that's why every stage is actually so you don't have to bunny hop at all to be able to beat the game.
We kind of jumped in there a little bit, but let's take it a little bit step back. So, Rumme, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. Are you in school? All that good stuff. Let's go.
Okay. So, my name is Rumme. I'm currently 22 years old, living in Denmark, studying computer science or applied computer science. Focused a lot on programming, and while I'm studying, then in my spare time, I'm using a lot of time on my projects, such as this game called Extricate that I've been working on for a little over a year, and it's hoping to get on Steam and release it here in summer 2019.
2019 is what you're aiming for?
Yeah, summer 2019 is where we're aiming for to release the game.
Awesome, dude. Actually, I just learned today that you're working on 3 different projects for school, and you're working on this.
Yeah, my exams project too.
So how do you balance that all out? Because when I was in school, I focused on my game 100%, and that didn't feel like enough time.
Yeah, I mean, the school project, I'm mainly only using 3 to 4 hours a day. Then I have the rest of the day free. I got a lot of free time too. But so if you just use 2 to 3 hours on my game called Extricate, then I still got some time to hang out with friends and other stuff.
On top of all that, because you're a really busy guy, you also play badminton, which I learned about you just a month ago.
Yeah, you gotta do some sports while you're sitting at your computer 24/7. You gotta do some sports once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that I've been a pretty big advocate of getting out there and getting exercise, because people like us who are in creative fields, you're always sitting down in front of a computer. Everything is computer this, computer that. So you're always sitting. And so I always recommend people to pick up something that you can do. I like to bike. I recommended to one of my friends recently to go swim. He has a pool. So I was like, dude, just 3 days a week or whatever, just go swim for an hour. Just get out of your house and be social. I don't know. I feel like it's bad just to be sitting all the time. It's just not good for your health.
Yeah, I can really feel my back starting to hurt sometimes when I'm sitting in this chair for 10 hours straight.
Yeah, dude, you're calling me old, man, and you already got back problems. Let's talk about your mindset. So you said, we kind of established that this is going to be a easy to pick up game, but hard to master.
Hard to master.
Yeah. Talk about a little bit of your background in the speedrunning community, because I know you're a world record holder in a few different games.
So I've been speedrunning for 1.5 years, and I mainly speedrun 3D platformers that focused a lot on the movement. And I found a lot of 3D platformers that tried to learn to speedrun or play that the movement was pretty bad, so that also inspired me to actually, hey, I will just go create my own so I can speedrun that. But I have been bunny hopping and doing a climb mode in Counter-Strike for a little over 4 to 5 years. I used thousands of hours on that.
Yeah, actually, do you know how many hours exactly you have in Counter-Strike? Because I think last time you told me it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, in Global Offensive, it's around 8,000 hours.
Oh my god.
It's not all obviously bunny hopping. A lot of it is also competitive and just playing for fun.
So what do you want the players to be experiencing exactly when they're going through this? Because this game looks like it could be a little frustrating. But like I said, for someone like me, I found that to be part of the fun, failing and then wanting to go again or wanting to beat my time.
I wanted the game to be hard, which is when I saw you play it. I don't want it to be too hard. I also want the mechanics to be good enough that they don't blame the game and the mechanics when they die, but they kind of blame themselves that they did a wrong move or something like that. Obviously, if it's too hard and too frustrating, then people will quit the game. So I don't want it to be insanely hard.
Yeah, there's definitely like an important element there of making sure that the mechanics are good, the design is good, and then
and if it's way too easy, then it will just become too boring.
Yeah, I could attest to like the skill curve being pretty good, because the first few stages are like a cakewalk, and then it starts ramping up. I feel like the ramp up, in my experience, is pretty damn good, because the way you did the game, it's a little unique. It's like A, B, C, D.
Yeah, there's like 5 sections, A to E, where the first 2 sections is kind of where it's introducing you to different mechanics. And then the C section, it begins to get a bit harder and also introduces you to a few new mechanics and objects. And then when the D section comes up, it begins to get like kind of hard and with checkpoints, and the maps get longer. And then there's the E section, where it's really, really hard.
In the build I played, I could choose to start on any of the sections, but when the game is released, people, are they going to be able to go wherever, or do they have to unlock each section?
Yeah, they will have to unlock them. So they have to beat the level before the level.
That makes sense, because you don't want people to jump into like the hardest stage and not have any idea of the mechanics or movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Then get frustrated or get punished. With a game like this, it's about speedruns, it's about world records. What would you say would be like the average time for most players to beat this game?
That's a good question. It will depend on how much experience you got with bunny hopping and 3D platformers, because I know you don't have as much experience with 3D platformers. Yeah, and I could see that the levels that were in the game when you played it was like 32 out of the 50 ones, and you took a good like 4 hours to beat it. So I feel like there could be like between 6 to 10 hours of gameplay if you are kind of new and not as good as at 3D platformers like other people. While if you have been bunny hopping for a while in other games, then you could probably beat it in 1 to 2 hours if you were really good.
I could definitely see that for sure, because like you said, I played roughly about 4 hours on stream, and I beat most of the stages that came in this build. I mean, there's only, as you said, there's 32 right now that are complete, and they're still getting polished, and then there's 50 in total, which is
50 in total,
which is going to be like a lot for sure, because a few stages you're meant to beat like right away, but then there's gonna be a few like the most challenging ones I got to. I actually really enjoyed how it felt like an uphill battle in a way. You get to this one section, then boom, whole other section over here, and it's just like it's like it is intimidating on your first playthrough, but I do like that, because actually one thing I wanted to ask you about is I love the feature that you can watch the replay of other people, and I wanted to ask you, is that completely unique to your game? Or
no, it's been seen in a lot of other games. Like that's a game called CM Speedrunners from Hell, which is a really popular 3D platformer and also speedrun game. You also had that mechanic in that game, which worked out really well, and I think that's also really good, because then you can actually see the strats. It's easier to see if people are cheating, if the one is legit and other stuff, and it's easier to see. You don't have to like use 5 hours trying to figure out what they actually did to get the strat going on the one. Same with Hot Lava. Even though in Hot Lava it's friends only.
Yeah, because I gotta say, like that feature to me was it's the first time I've ever seen it, so it was super interesting. And I loved it because, like you said, it was easy for me to be like, okay, I beat this, but I want to shave 2 seconds off my time. I could just watch the guy ahead of me or the guy who got first place and see what did they do, and then I just tried to incorporate some of their movements or some of their strategy into mine, and I was able to like shave that second or 2 off. And it's just one of those things that to me that feels like so rewarding to be able to have it. It's so accessible, and to be able to be like, okay, cool, now I'm gonna try that. And to me it feels great, because you're basically like letting me learn from watching, and that's like a really important just mechanic, is like showing what's capable and what I can do. And it just, to me, it just adds to that replayability, and it adds to that. And it also is interesting because people could watch even my gameplay and learn from it, like, because and I was watching people that were like, like one of you guys who's testing this game right now, he's insane. Like, this dude can beat these stages in like record time. Like, he was like almost #1 on every single stage.
Some of my testers are really good, and some of them, and most of them are also like speedrunners from other games that has bunny hopping as a mechanic, so they are really good at that mechanic and know what they're doing.
And I could see it too, because like I said, I was unfamiliar with so much of this that when I started watching, I started understanding more, and I started getting more into it. And like I really like, I think that's such a great mechanic, and I'm glad you guys included it, because like I said, it does help with just learning the gameplay, and it does help with like seeing like which runs are legit, which ones are
and also again, it's really frustrating to spend hours finding out what the world record guy actually got or what he did to get the time. And if you have to like spend time, like he has to upload his run to YouTube for you to see it and other stuff, like all the time is saved.
So it's funny because it's a game about speed running, but you're also about saving shaving time too. So it's always about shaving that time of having to find the video is just right there. So it's an interesting concept, and I think, you know, just like another on a technical level, just implementing that system must have been really difficult, because I can't imagine that being an easy system to implement.
Yeah, in the start it actually wasn't planned that we had that. It was just planned that we had the global leaderboard sometimes. But then my friend was also working on the game, who has a lot more experience than me with programming. I don't know, I think he got bored one weekend and then spent like a whole weekend trying to make that replay system. Then spent like the next week making people test it and fix all the bugs.
Yeah, because it came out great. It paid off. So another quick question. So right now you're doing double duty as a game designer, level designer, and programmer as well, right?
Yeah, a bit of programming too. Mostly it's my friend with us programming right now, and I've gone over to level designing.
When you're working on an indie game like this, you're really keeping it down to like a skeleton crew, which you know is interesting. You know, with a bigger project, you could obviously, like, if you had more people, you could probably have more stages, but that might lead to more problems, because that's like the problem I'm kind of facing with the game I've been working on Twitch. It's like I have 100 stages that I want to do, and I have like a little over 60 right now, and I could go back to like any of them and see like, oh, there's some visual errors here, it's not as good as it could be. So then I go in there and I
the design's kind of bad here, I want to change that.
Yeah, like there's stuff I've learned or stuff I improved on. There's more cohesiveness I want to add to it. So then I go back and I touch it up, or I change it around, or whatever. Just today I was working on an old stage I completed, and like this stage I was like, I'm done with this. It's done. I come back to it and I see, you know, I end up spending like 3 hours just touching it up, you know, just like cleaning things up, refining areas, making things more cohesive. You know, like the more stages you do, the more you have to bend in QA and in optimization of it. So is that why you're sticking to 50 right now, or like what's your plan? Do you want to do 50 and then add bonus content?
No, I just thought like 50 is a good number, because like 100 is gonna take a lot of time.
Yes.
And it'll be hard to make like 100 unique stages. It would be really hard to do that. But also, I think if it's lower than 50, like if you were down to like 20, then it would not be a lot of stages. Yeah. There would not be as much content and gameplay in the game.
Difficulty ramp will be a lot sharper of an incline if you only had 20. I think 50 is definitely like a good number for you. Some people don't like DLC, but I think a game like this is probably good for DLC, you know?
Yeah, I actually had one planned. I actually had a plan to do like a DLC at some point, releasing it for free to kind of keep the game alive in that case. Where I will make it like a hardcore section, maybe call it F, because it's after E, and then make like 5 extremely hardcore levels that will be, I don't know, like double the length of an E level and a lot harder too. So even speedrunners will have a hard time beating them. It will probably just be an update.
Yeah, okay, like a free bonus, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I think people would appreciate that for sure, because I mean, like this is the people that you got testing the game. Like I gotta say, man, like in some ways I feel like it's so great you got these testers, because they're world record holders and they're really damn good. Do you feel like that's kind of like lucky that you got these people to work with you?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of good, because those are the people who play like these kind of movement games and put like hundreds and thousands of hours into these games. So they know what they are talking about when they say that the movement is bad, or there's a problem here and this is kind of bad too. This could be changed to this, and give some ideas for that. It's really good feedback.
Yeah, that's really important, because one thing, you know, that I've learned is that when it comes to getting feedback, you want to get it from people that are familiar with your genre or your game.
Yeah, exactly. You don't just want to get some guy PlayStation in your 3D platformer game who's never done 3D platform before and just to stick to I don't know, mobile games or something. Just an example. Yeah. It's really good to get these testers who have put like thousands of hours into this genre of games. And make them test it to get the best feedback. I'm kind of lucky that I've known a lot of these people from other games that I've been speedrunning, but it has helped a bit. But I'm pretty sure everyone can get a lot of people to test them.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely, if you're out there making a game, there's always people that want to test it, that want to play it, that want to, like, you know, engage with it. Yeah. So if you're working on a game, just you know, keep track of that, because my follow-up to that was going to be like, when it comes to marketing your game, I know you've been kind of open about like, I want people to be able to stream it, to make videos, to talk about it.
Yeah, like right now, even all my playtesters I've given keys to, I just wrote that they can make videos and stream it as much as they want. There's nothing really secret about it. It also gives like a good visibility, because I've seen those streams where people have been playing it, and then someone joined in, hey, what is this game? It looks cool, where can I get it, and stuff. Yeah. So it helps a bit. For an indie developer, it helps a lot.
Oh, for sure.
I'm planning on release, I'm planning on sending keys out to a lot of YouTubers and streamers, because I think YouTubers and streamers is where the market is at, and they can get the game out to a lot of people and give the game a lot of visibility.
Yeah.
So my plan is to just send out a lot of keys to streamers and YouTubers in the 1 to 2 weeks up before launch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people can contact me if they're interested in that. Then I will write down their email and be sure they get one.
Okay, cool. So if they want to play the game, just contact you, and then when you send out the keys, they'll be on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But it is mostly for streamers and YouTubers. We will maybe get some more people in for testing of just regular players.
Yeah, because right now you only have like maybe 10 testers.
Yeah, I have
max,
like 25 people.
25, okay.
Yeah, and then I'm planning on giving out some more keys to people later on when we get closer to release.
Actually, knowing you have 25 testers makes me happy because I've been able to get like 7th on like some of the stages. So knowing that I was better than 20 other people makes me happy.
Yeah, but it's not most people who have been testing it. Some people have maybe touched it once or twice and just give feedback, and then that's it. And some people are just joining and open the game, playing for a few hours after each update. I think there's one guy who has like 100 hours in the game already.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
That's like a good sign to me though. If like even the testers are putting in that much time, that's like a really good sign. And,
yes, one tester has put like 100 hours, and other testers is like 20 to 50 hours. It's really nice, but they're also really interested in the game, so they have fun playing it. I mean, testing, be sure to get some friends and other people to test your game really early, but not too early, obviously. I started like giving out keys to my testers like 5 to 6 months before the release, and just pushing out an update like 1 to 2 times a month with like new levels or a few changes that people can test if they want.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they find bugs, we can fix them instantly instead of having added a ton of other stuff. Then have to figure out, okay, what did we actually add to cause this bug? Start testing early.
That's like one of your biggest pieces of advice to give other indie
Yeah, I think
developers.
that's it, not only to Indiedev, but actually just to every developer, and every developer actually does it. They get it tested it a lot and early as possible.
Okay, well, a quick question I wanted to ask you. It's a little bit of a curveball here, but like, so what are your thoughts on the whole Steam and Epic store? Like, you're going directly to Steam right now, but
yeah, right now I'm going to Steam because it is a speedrun game, and they got a nice leaderboard system that is kind of easy to work with, and through their system where you can upload a file with the leaderboard entry that we use for the replay system.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know if Epic has that yet, or if they do. There's also like other services where you can do that properly. If you do it through Steam, it's actually pretty decent, and also because it gets the name and other stuff.
Oh, for sure. But to follow up to that, like say like you're working on this game and it's shaping up nicely. If Epic or another service were to come to you with an exclusivity deal, would you think you would take it, or would you try to reach all platforms? Like what are your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. Like for this game right now, we are mainly just focusing on getting out to Steam, and that's probably it. We're not really planning on getting it to other platforms as of right now.
Yeah.
I don't know because it's hard, because right now I'm not sitting in this situation, so I don't know how to answer on that, and I don't think I can give an answer that I would where I would say the same if I got offered a deal to make it exclusive for for like Epic Store or something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not in the situation, so I can't really think about that right now. And right now you're thinking, nah, I want it in Steam to make it just because that's where we are now, and it will take less time. But your mind will totally change when the money is on the table right in front of you.
Yeah, of course.
So I can't answer the question right now at all.
No, it's fine, dude. If people want to check you out, how can they find you? Like, what's your social media stuff, and where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at that Rumme. I'm pretty sure you'll put it in the description or something.
Yeah, of course.
I know, yeah, that's probably where you can contact me.
Obviously, your game is on Steam right now. It could be wishlist.
Yeah, you can add this wishlist. Plan for release is this summer.
Good luck with that. I mean, the progress has been great. Like the testing and stuff is good. I mean, from when I played, I honestly really enjoyed it. And if you're out there, once again, if you're like a YouTuber or streamer, feel free to contact Rumme, and he'll be able to hook you up with a key eventually before release, and you can check it out.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
It depends on the size, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a good thing if you run out of keys. That means that there's so much demand, Alright then, guys. Well, I'm Danny, level 100. You can find me here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And thank you so much for being here, Rumme. And good luck with the game. Break a leg.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you guys so much for being here, for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I hope to do more videos like this in the near future. Let me know if you enjoy it. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.